Welcome to Eat, Game, Sleep, Fat Bear Gaming's podcast. I'm Scott.
I'm Kay.
I'm Andrew.
For those of you who don't know, Andrew does our blog at our awesome website, fatbeargaming.com. It's life-changing, really.
Yeah.
Your whole life.
Every part of it, every aspect.
Even your poops.
Actually, that's where I'm usually on our website, is when I'm taking a poop. So, yeah. That's pretty accurate.
You're with your bathroom laptop. You gotta have a laptop in every room of the house.
Well, see, that's why I want a tablet. Like, I want my...
Well, yeah, so you don't have to,
bathroom
rest
tablet.
it on the sink.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Get one of those new tablets that's so it's a laptop and the tablet.
Well, especially since my laptop gets very warm, and I don't want it, on my lap when I'm taking a poop.
Or you get one of those toilet tops where you just swing it up around while you're sitting there. It's like a desk when you're a kid.
Oh, see, that's nice. Yeah.
I know we're kind of joking about this, but...
No, in all seriousness.
Yeah, the place I'm staying, the toilet is, the sink is right in front of me. So the other day I brought my laptop in there, and I was just like, on the sink you go. And I was just like, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, that is nice. But we're about video games here, not pooping.
Not pooping.
Oh, you can do both, though.
After you eat, usually.
But let's review some of the top stories that came out recently in gaming.
Sure.
So Robin Williams has died, which is very sad, and but he's gonna be memorialized in WoW.
Yeah.
I can't remember how they're memorializing him. It might be a character.
Yeah, they're creating an NPC that's basically based on him.
Yeah, and then many fans are sending letters to Nintendo saying he should be memorialized in the next Zelda game, since he was such a big fan. He named his daughter Zelda after the game.
So that makes more sense than WoW, I think.
That's me too. When they
Definitely.
were the first time I read memorialized in video games, Robin Williams. I'm like, oh, what's Zelda doing? What's he doing in Zelda? And then it's like, wow. I was like, they even play WoW?
I don't want to be force Nintendo into something, but it wouldn't seem like a big deal to name an NPC Robin.
Well, that's the worst.
Or they
could just put a statue. Or something.
I know or he could be the Goron King. That just kind of makes sense to me.
But then he's wacky and
exactly. When they do that weird arm dance, and you're like, "Are you seducing me? I just came here for the Firestone."
I came for the Firestone. Are you seducing me? Because it's working.
I mean, I know they released a statement saying they didn't want to guarantee. Basically, it was a statement saying we don't want to guarantee anything right now. We'll have more in the future. So that makes it optimistic that there is one. But I don't know why you couldn't just say
worst case scenario.
Yeah. At least there'll be an NPC.
Or
I don't know. Or a street sign that says Robin.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Something.
You can have a vague statue, and then when somebody reads the sign, text pops up, and it's Robin Williams, the great warrior of Ireland.
Yeah, I mean...
or instead of Navi the fairy, have the genie as his little companion that follows him around.
That's probably the best idea. That's the worst part of Zelda games, by far, is freaking...
Hey, listen! But, what would Genie say?
Anything he wants.
It's true.
He's the genie.
Anything he wants. He's free now.
He's free.
Oh, that made me so sad when I saw that.
I was so frustrated.
No, when I was he's free, I was just oh, that's so sad. And happy sad. He is, but he's sad.
Have you ever seen the Aladdin TV show?
Yeah.
Why didn't the genie solve every single problem that Aladdin had? He is all powerful, and he's I don't know. He'll just make up some random thing that's minutely helpful, and it's you could just click and solve the problem all together. It made no sense.
Yeah.
Was Robin Williams the voice in that?
No.
Not in the series.
He was only the voice of the genie in the first Aladdin and in Aladdin King of Thieves.
Yeah.
The second one was Don Castellana, the voice of Homer Simpson, and numerous others.
I mean, that's
other Springfieldians.
That's how it normally works with Disney
outfit.
movies, but then sometimes you'd be surprised by how long big name actors will stay in these Disney cartoon shows, or Patrick Warburton was Kronk forever.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was trying to think of it.
Every TV show that Kronk was in, and then the Kronk's New Groove or whatever.
Yeah, he was in everything.
I was man, he likes Kronk.
He is Kronk. Who else could voice Kronk but him?
He's in a really serious role now.
Yeah, he looks like Kronk.
And
he does.
He's like a killer, and he's like a governor in Sequestered. He's awesome.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, I don't know if he's a killer. I shouldn't say that, but he seems like he's a killer. He seems
He's
like
a murderer in real life.
he seems
Yeah.
like he killed his own son. It's
gosh.
in Sequestered.
That's crazy.
That's the vibe he's giving me, and he's a governor.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a good show. You should watch it. It's free. It's on Crackle.
Yeah, I probably won't.
It is a good
Snap,
show.
crackle, pop it.
It's got Summer Glau in it.
Huh?
It's got Summer Glau.
I don't know who that is.
That's Serenity Girl.
Oh!
And from
Ooh.
Wait,
that-
which Serenity
from-
girl?
From Firefly.
the River.
No, wait, oh, River, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah,
she's
I was
from and she's from
Yeah,
Terminator.
yeah. Okay,
The TV show.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was watching that for a while, and then it just pooped out. It just disappeared.
It's too scary.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole nother
No,
topic.
it's
Too scary.
Kay's nightmare. But anyways,
That is my Skynet.
Freedom Wars also got a release date.
Whoop, whoop.
For those of you who don't know, Freedom Wars is a JRPG that is a Vita exclusive. It's probably the most promising exclusive like coming up for the Vita.
Yeah, that's a big upcoming game for me.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah. I almost made my list of like most anticipated games,
And-
but then I realized I don't have a Vita.
And it comes. What's the release date? Didn't they just release a release date?
October 28th.
Oh man, so then you can
It's
play.
like coming up real soon.
You can play on your Vita TV.
I mean, I won't have it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we.
That's my
I don't know
plan.
if we will, but that's
That's my plan.
where I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it on the go. I'm gonna play it on my TV.
I don't play mobile games on the go. Like, I have a 2DS, and the only times I play it
Isn't that hilarious?
are like when I'm like at my house for like 12 hours. And then I'm like, oh, I'm leaving?
Yeah,
Better
man.
leave my DS here.
Well, I mean, they're quote unquote portable, but it's not like you can stick them in your pocket.
But like the games they released for them are like full-fledged games. Like mobile games used to be like, oh, I can pull this out, do a level of Donkey Kong, we're good. Now it's like a 50-hour long story arc, and you're like, I can't really get into this for 5 minutes at the DMV. I don't really know what to do right now.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, especially game Freedom
Scott,
Wars looks legit.
I'm sorry, I need to wait. I'm in the middle of a battle right now, and so I can't do my license.
Tell them what Freedom Wars is about. If since they don't-
Basically, like a post-apocalyptic, but different than most. It's like really like sparse resources, and like
Oh.
so much so that like you basically are like you're basically broke the law and become a prisoner if you're living. Like a lot of the people
yeah,
are in jail just because they're alive.
yeah.
See-
Everyone has like a million-year life sentence.
Yeah,
and you do jobs for the government
To
to
win your
get
freedom.
years, off your sentence.
and
See,
that's-
I thought the Freedom Wars was like one of those simulation games, like Euro Truck Simulator, where like, but in this one you're simulating George W. Bush, like talking about invading Iraq in 2003.
No,
like,
that's
you write speeches and
that
you
was-
like
no.
figure out how to do.
that was delayed to 2015, I think.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. But that's that's Freedomication
That's
Wars. That's what it is.
Freedomication.
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 That's funny. No, but so there's like super little resources, fight for freedom, blah blah blah. Also, though, the game looks really interesting because gameplay style wise, it looks like it's a mix of like Monster Hunter and Phantasy Star Online.
Never played Fantasy Star.
Phantasy Star Online, especially the first one, at the time was considered one of the best MMOs of all time. Look it up.
It's no Guild Wars 2.
Amen. Preach.
But and I enjoy both those games. So when I saw like the fighting style and stuff, I was like, "This is an interesting mix. I like it. I like it."
I love Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter's cool. Phantasy Star's cool. If you haven't played it, you probably should. But it's whatever.
The new Monster Hunter's coming out, isn't
You
it?
can be the star of your own fantasy.
Yeah.
Isn't that going to be localized soon? Monster Hunter 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
Well,
Sometime-
rumors
They're
are
talking about
it's
it.
going to be localized soon. But we shall see. Ubisoft also said that they're going to
Get rid of Uplay? Oh, thank the Lord.
No,
oh,
they're not.
Yeah, that's just only going to grow.
Yeah, they're never gonna get rid of that. It's like a crazy anti-piracy thing. Like,
It's-
and it does its job pretty well.
It doesn't bug me on console that much because it really doesn't get in the way.
Right.
But man, on PC, it's if you have a Ubisoft game on Steam, you have to go through
So many steps.
like 15 steps before
Yeah.
you can play the
Did you
game.
see the thing on Imager about it? It was hilarious.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, that's why you just leave the game on all the time. Like,
Yeah, just leave it. Well, I mean, it's not
Your-
even like
your
you have to
computer-
do it every single time. But the initial setup of those games is just so ridiculous.
Anyways, Ubisoft said that they're going to take PC gaming more seriously.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Good.
Well, like, yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, because they've been having like,
That means extra steps when you launch Uplay.
Yeah.
we're gonna take it more seriously. You can't pirate anything ever. No,
It doesn't even stop pirates. It just
I mean, it stops as many copies. Like, go try to like get Watch Dogs, and it's like, oh, you have 18 pages to choose from, and go try to get Assassin's Creed. It's like, oh, it's one solid page. It's
yeah.
one. But no, like they have a lot of like console releases early, and then like PC has to wait like a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're looking for more like simultaneous releases or PC exclusives.
That'll be expensive.
Yeah,
They'll have to just expand so much.
yeah. But that's why they got that annual Assassin's Creed going.
Yeah.
To get that PC money.
double Assassin's Creed this
I
year.
know. They got Assassin's Creed FIFA and Assassin's
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2K14 and
What I think is weird about the Assassin's Creeds that are coming out, one's Unity and the one's Assassin's Creed Rogue. Is that what they're called?
something like that.
The Rogue one is only for last gen or old gen, whatever you
Mhm.
want to call it. And you play as a Templar for like the first time in the series, which would be kind of cool. Play as a Templar, change of pace. But I guess the Assassin's Creed Rogue is the in-between story between 4 and Unity. But it's coming out like 3 weeks after Unity. So
it's like Star Wars.
yeah, so you're gonna it's a Quentin Tarantino movie over
Yeah.
here. Like, you're gonna be jumping around timelines unless
Especially if you don't finish one game and you just keep
but
pausing
I
back
just
and
I
forth.
just think it's weird. Like even if Unity's done before Rogue, why wouldn't you delay Unity till after Rogue, or at least launch them at the same time? Because I mean, a lot of fans are like, no, don't delay anything. But it's just a weird setup. Like it makes me think that Rogue was supposed to be done 6 months ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And just got delayed, but they didn't. You know, no one knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just strange. And plus you're gonna be playing this really cool, fancy Assassin's Creed on your PS4, and then you're gonna be like, let me drag the PS3 out so I can play it.
Dust this off.
I wonder how many of those they're gonna sell. But I guess they have such a huge install base on PS3. There's a lot of people that they're just gonna play Rogue and not play Unity.
Yeah.
But also, I would be very wary of buying like the PS3 or 360 version of Unity because I can't imagine that it's awesome.
Oh, right.
See, usually whenever they do that, where they have the pre-gen and the post-gen like games released, I'm always wary of the new gen stuff
Really?
because I'm just like, well, if it's got to meet the standards of the old system, like how great is it going to be on the new one?
In most cases, I think so. But since they have like a whole Assassin's Creed Rogue
Yeah.
just for old gen, it makes me think like,
They
man,
planned Unity for new.
that is
Right.
basically going to be like Unity at like 480p, like running like it's going to be like pixelated, just nasty and feel terrible.
Assassin's
Maybe
Creed
I'm wrong.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, maybe it'll be great, but I'm not a big Assassin's Creed fan to begin with. So
That's funny. I loved the Assassin's Creed 4 or Black Flag.
you like pirates?
Okay, I like pirates, but that wasn't it.
You just want to wear an eye patch. Just, I'll poke your eye out. It'll be good.
No,
I'm pretty sure I walked in your room one time. You're wearing an eye patch.
I'm pretty sure that's a lie.
pirate hat.
Eye patch boxer just going, "Arr."
And I was like, "Hey, Scott," and you're like, "Arr." Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, arr.
matey. Just singing sea shanties.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do love a good sea shanty.
Who doesn't?
I love them. That's why Black Flag, your crew would sing them. I was like, yeah.
No landlubbers here, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
In the landlocked state. Diablo 3 got released for consoles.
Land tolerant. More.
It would suck to be land intolerant.
Yeah, that would.
You'd have to be really buoyant. You just float everywhere.
Water boat or a houseboat.
Yeah.
Water boat.
But Diablo 3 got released for consoles. Kay's excited.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I delved into it a little bit. It's tons of fun. If you've never played Diablo, I played Diablo 2 a long time back.
Me too, dude.
I never picked up Diablo 3 on PC because I was always worried about online only and the auction house. Literally everything that I was worried about is totally fixed now. And I didn't want to get it in September for the old consoles because at the time they made it seem like, oh yeah, Ultimate Evil Edition, it'll be out really early 2015. I'm like, okay, well I'll just wait a couple months. Freaking like a year later, it's finally released. I'm finally playing Diablo. It's really good though. Really, it's really
it's a solid game. I played the heck out of it on PC.
Yeah, it's really really fun.
I could see. I wish though when they released it for consoles, if they would have done a patch for Diablo 3 to be able to plug in a controller and map it out. Like most games that go up to Steam have like an Xbox 360 controller layout built in. Like they could have done that. Because sometimes it's nice to not have to have your hands spread out with your keyboard and your mouse and just kind of sit there,
Well, I'd like to see like a comparison video between PC and stuff because me playing Diablo, just for the limited time I have, I'd be like, man, this would be so difficult with like a point and click move scheme.
Oh, it's so good.
Really?
Yeah, because you just like when you're having to shoot stuff, you just hold Shift and you stay in one spot and you just move your mouse around. Such precision.
That's just the console gamer in me because I'm like, what would I do without my evade stick? I'm like, it's like Dark Souls up in there. I'm like evading constantly from these guys, just like roll. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I was the biggest fan.
I'm a Crusader.
Diablo.
I actually have a Crusader and a Barbarian build.
Yeah, Crusader. My Wizard is my top. Oh my gosh, just roll biddies with that guy.
That's so funny. Also, the Tomb Raider reboot's getting a sequel.
What's that called? Rise of Tomb Raider? Rise? I'm serious, isn't it?
No, it's Laura Croft breast reduction. It's a big twist.
Laura Croft.
Plot twist.
Laura Croft's been having back issues.
Well, I don't know if it's just because of her cup size. She does a lot of dangerous things. She has fallen. Well,
yeah, that combined with her large breasts caused her to have back issues.
I could see that.
Plus you basically have to go through her.
Plus, she's constantly sad, so she's hunched over. I mean, that's not good for your back. You have to have good posture.
Yeah, really work that core.
Yeah, I understand that. But anyway,
she keeps it tight though. For being 20 years old now, for a 20-year-old franchise, she keeps it pretty tight.
Yes, I mean she's really 46, but
she's getting old.
Doesn't look her age.
Yeah.
In a good way. No, but it's getting a sequel. That was a little bit surprising to me because
what's it called though?
I don't know. It's just.
I really think it's called Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Second Son. It's called Tomb Raider Second Son.
Tomb Raider Second Son. I didn't care for that name, Infamous Second Son. It fits though. I mean, don't get me wrong, it fits. It just doesn't sound cool to me.
It's okay.
My opinion.
Yeah, I would have Third Cousin or something. At least you could have married him.
It's so gross. But no, I was surprised they got a sequel though because it wasn't. I mean, I know the deluxe edition or whatever that this when they re-released it did really successful, but this game's already been in development. I think they just don't want it to die, which is cool. I mean, it was a great game, but it wasn't as successful as they planned. So I was really surprised they got a sequel.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider is one of those things though where. Even if it drops out of the mainstay, it's always going to be alive because it has its fans.
Yeah,
it's a cult classic.
Yeah, they're going to keep coming back, and I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes crazy and sells a lot of copies. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. They're going to make tons of money, Square Enix, from this exclusivity deal. Probably a lot more than they would have just selling it outright. And it kind of has this weird effect where I know that some of the Sony people were upset that it's like an Xbox timed exclusive. Because that's always been kind of PlayStation centric franchise. But there's going to be a very few number of people that are like, I'm not going to buy it now. They abandoned us. That's a minute number of people. But there will be a lot of people that are like, oh man, it's Xbox has it forever. I'm gonna pre-order it for as soon as like it almost has this weird like you might sell more on PlayStation than if it would have all come out at the same time.
Well, it's tricky. Like you have to like, is this a game that people are going to want to buy an Xbox One for? Like, if they're PlayStation people that have loved Tomb Raider, but they're pretty much just PlayStation people, will they buy the Xbox One for that game? You know what I mean?
No.
Not as a timed exclusive. Maybe if it was an
If it was an
Right.
exclusive, then maybe.
Oh, well, even then I'd be questioning it. You know,
Mhm.
because it takes a rare type of game
Yeah.
for you to buy a console for
It's,
a game.
it's not a console mover.
The only thing I can think of is maybe someone who was like a Sony fanboy and then switched to Xbox 360 and then heard the Xbox One's going to have Tomb Raider and they'll be like, well, time to upgrade now.
Well, one of the main reasons to be a Sony fan was Square Enix titles, like all Square Enix titles. And now Square Enix has gone, totally multi-plat, basically. Like they're all over the map.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. Like it's weird thinking that the new Kingdom Hearts is going to be on Xbox One.
That it really is.
It's
weird.
really weird. It's just like it's such you think of it as a first party title, even though the Kingdom Hearts series was never first party. It was always third party. But it's just like weird thinking that you can play Kingdom Hearts on your Xbox One. I wonder how many units it's going to sell there. I'd be very curious because I wouldn't be surprised if it sold more on Xbox One than because there's so many people that were just dying to play the Kingdom Hearts series.
Yeah.
That were Xbox fans. But then at the same time, if like no one bought it, I wouldn't be shocked by that either. That's just going to be very, very curious. And the new Final Fantasy too.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
2017.
For the Final Fantasy? Is that what you're saying?
Probably both of them.
Probably. That makes me so sad. Honestly, you know how long I've been waiting for a new Kingdom Hearts? I was on Kingdom Hearts 2 day 1. I beat it like day 4. So like, for like 8 years,
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this game.
Well, I
Now,
mean,
like 8 years today.
How long
Not even-
how long is Final Fantasy? Well, now it's called 15, but before it was Final Fantasy 13 Versus.
Oh,
what was
yeah,
the
yeah.
name?
13V or whatever. It was.
Yeah, that was announced like 6 years ago or something.
Yeah, it was a good minute.
Yeah, so that
That
game.
minute's still
yeah,
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Square Enix, not always the most timely company.
No, they don't make a lot of sense sometimes. So I love them. I love them to death, but they just they have some weird stuff. Like a lot of their games aren't released digitally, which me being like all digital, I can't stand. Like I hate that. Like I hate the fact that if I want to play the new Kingdom Hearts HD remixes, I have to go out and buy a physical copy. I hate that. It should be on PSN. It's 2014. It needs to be on PSN.
Yeah.
And they've never explained why it's not digital.
Because they don't want it.
I guess so. I mean, there's got to be someone holding it back somewhere with some kind of licensing.
Yeah.
But they always say it's Disney, but there's tons of Disney like you can buy SpongeBob SquarePants games.
That's not Disney.
Or yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Disney doesn't own Nickelodeon.
No. Paramount owns Nickelodeon.
Oh. Well, then maybe I don't
You
know.
can get Mickey games, though.
Yeah, so you can get Mickey games and stuff though.
Mm-hmm. Like the whatever castle and stuff.
Yeah, I
Epic
mean,
Mickey and all that.
Disney even makes all the what was the Mickey where he had like a paintbrush?
Epic Mickey.
Epic Mickey
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So and you can buy those digitally. So I don't know. They're just weird.
Life is a crazy road that we're traveling down.
Yeah,
What's that even mean?
It's crazy.
it's a box of chocolates. For
Yeah.
sure.
You always want the caramel, but you usually get the raspberry. You know
That's the worst. That is the worst. The raspberry is the worst flavor.
I don't hate raspberry.
I like raspberry. It goes great with dark chocolate. What are you talking about?
I hate the raspberry.
Raspberry's
one.
okay. I don't like the coconut one.
I just hate coconut.
I love coconut.
Man,
We're gonna fight.
no, coconut is like tomatoes for me. Like it's as far as both of which I look at and I'm like, I'm gonna like you, and then I try it and I'm like, man, I don't like you. Why not? You look so good. Anyway,
all my ex-wives. I'll tell you what.
so zero. But
Hey,
they don't even know that. They don't even know my business. So what are your guys' like top? Let's go top 5 most anticipated games.
doing a round robin this biz, or like each go down the line?
Let's each go down the line.
Shoot.
Go for it, Parks.
Probably first. Well, I can't rank them, but one of them is definitely Zelda Wii U. I'm so excited for an HD.
I look
Zelda.
hardcore at E3.
I'm really excited. You know, I mean, it's gotten some flack because it's like Zelda Elder Scrolls, you know, or whatever, Zelda Scrolls 6, whatever you want to call it. But like, I'm really excited about it. And the only thing that kind of like, I was like, oh, I was really hoping it was going to be in that Ocarina, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess art style.
Okay.
But they kind of like meshed that
Yeah, it's a little meshed.
with Wind Waker, which I'm okay with because I love Wind Waker. Like I've been replaying it on the Wii U because I did that Mario Kart deal or whatever.
Oh,
right.
But I'm really excited about that just because like Hyrule has always been a place that I just want to look in all the nook and crannies. I want to find stuff.
Yeah, for real.
It's the game that started me liking lore.
Gotta
you
cut
know.
that grass. You gotta
Yeah, all that stuff. You know, bushes for days.
run from chickens. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm going to be able to kill chickens wherever I want to kill chickens, and no other chickens are going to be there, but probably those.
Can you imagine if
No,
they
they
like,
always come from nowhere. Like, there's that one chicken. It's the only chicken in the whole town. And you're like, fine, I'm going to attack you. And then all of a sudden, there's a storm of chickens. Like a hurricane of chickens that attack you.
let me
The
ask you
worst.
this, Andrew.
Stupid chickens.
How are you a fan of the new like super androgynous look to Link? Because when I saw that, I was literally like, are they going to make Link a woman? And I know a lot of people thought that. I like it, personally. I think it's cool. It's kind of...
He's always kind of been a little androgynous, but he's
Yeah.
never been, like, really womanly.
Yeah, he was
And
super... Like,
that's why I wanted the Ocarina of Time style, because he's like an elf man. You know what I mean?
He was
That's what he looks like.
He looked like the Jared Leto of Link's.
No, some people are speculating this one he is a girl.
He's not. They came out and said he's not.
Oh, really?
He said he's a man.
Yeah.
They're just going for that, like...
I really think that their art style, and a lot of companies are now going to this, where they purposely make it kind of androgynous looking, so that even if you're a man or woman,
Like,
And that's also
You can
in your
kinda
head,
connect
you
to
can be
them.
like, yeah.
And that's fairly typical of Japanese-based games. You see that in tons of JRPGs, all that. That's just kind of their thing.
well, even Western games. I mean, the cover of the new Dragon Age, which is my new game, super segue right there. Number one, excited about. They purposely made the cover to look like it could be a female or a man.
Well, that's because you can choose, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can choose, but man,
I like
but
what they did.
the last Dragon Age, he was full on man, and you could be a woman.
Well, yeah, no, but I liked what they did with Mass Effect, the last one. I don't know if you know this, but they made it a reversible cover. So if you were a female, you could flip it, and it had the female shepherd on the outside. Or if you're a male, you could flip it. It was neat.
They did not do that on the Wii U version. It's all
What?
man all day.
You're telling me that they didn't put all their time and effort in the Wii U version?
Hey, no, they did a great job for the Wii U port. They did a really good job. I've been playing the crap out of it lately, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
Now, yeah,
I've got no glitches except one multiplayer glitch, and it fixed itself.
I do think that they're going to make a. I don't know if it's confirmed or just rumored, but pretty sure they're going to remake the trilogy, Mass Effect trilogy, remastered for new gen.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I just thought they were focusing on the new trilogy Mass Effect.
I think they are, but I think there's multiple teams.
Yeah, I'm really excited just to see what they do.
It's gonna be, totally new person, totally new.
Yeah, I know. I'm
whatever.
super excited. I'm glad they are though, because like that's my complaint with the Halo games now. Like I like the Halo universe, but they've stuck with Master Chief so long that I'm just like,
Yeah,
we have to move on. Like,
man,
I get it. He's cool, but like,
no, he never really was cool.
do something for like. Well,
He was a
whole point
blank
of him
state. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
the whole point is to like kind of put yourself in like.
no, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand the point, and that's what you had to do on consoles in 2001. But now, it's just boring. Like I don't want to.
Well, it's
I
boring
don't
for
want a blank slate character. Like if I'm gonna have a blank slate character, I'm gonna be playing like a 2D side-scrolling platformer.
Yeah, well,
like
but
that's Mario.
Not only that, like I'm okay with having a blank character, but not for like 6 games.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
give
too
me
much.
multiple blank characters. Like I can add different personalities to each one. Like
Yeah, in Mass Effect 3, I was a Scotsman in Mass Or Halo 3, that's what I meant.
Halo 3 is
Got all messed up.
And
I wish I could do a Scottish accent.
are you as excited about Dragon Age as I am? Because
I'm super excited.
Oh, dude, it looks like what I wanted the first one to be.
yeah,
Because when I played the first one, I didn't realize how linear it was going to be. I didn't realize like how.
yeah, it's pretty linear.
But I mean, there's still a lot you can do and stuff.
Not
Like,
as bad
it was,
as number
It was
one,
good.
or
It just
number
wasn't
two.
what I expected.
Yeah,
And so I'm really looking forward
It was
to
way
that
more than I expected
in the third one.
The first one, personally.
Oh, see, I was
it
expecting
was
like
big. It was bigger than you thought.
It was way different than I thought in all areas.
when the first Dragon Age came out. I hadn't done much research, so I had it in my head. It was like very Skyrim, Oblivion like.
Oh,
And
then you
so-
were not like you. That would be a big surprise.
I was like, what? And
Yeah.
I was okay with the gameplay. Like, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. Like, I love that style now, but that was just surprising. For sure.
Yeah, but that definitely felt like a PC game that was ported to consoles, and it was still tons of fun on consoles. But that totally felt like a PC game,
I know what you mean.
and that is better on PCs, for sure.
It plays
I-
very well.
Yeah, I played both. Well, I mean, you don't get the tactical view
In the
in the
On
console version,
right?
aren't
which
they
which
doing
is
it in the new one?
yeah, which it looks sick.
Yeah.
It looks super sick.
Like it always did on the PC.
Yeah, and it looks really, really fluid. Just and the big thing about Dragon Age was, it always had a good core, but it was average looking at best. Game.
Oh yeah.
It was just an average looking game. Like it didn't look not bad enough where it distracted you, but you're like, man, this is a great game. Wish it looked better.
And then, like,
This
your
new
staff
game.
would clip through your butt.
Yeah, stuff like that. But man, this new game, it might be the best looking game I've ever seen. It looks insane,
Yeah.
and I've only seen like pre-alpha build. Like it's, I can't imagine how good it's gonna look once it finally gets released.
I'm just excited for the possible Canary love interest.
You can be a Canary.
I know.
You can.
I'm not gonna be a Canary and have a love interest as a Canary though.
I really
It's not exotic
You're
at
going
all.
to be a dwarf, and you're going to have a love interest. in Denali.
Exactly.
no. I want
You're
you.
so big.
Unless Morgan comes back.
I want you to be a dwarf, and then have the love interest of the Iron Bull, who is this like 8 foot tall, 300-pound Canary. You got to see the Iron Bull.
No, I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want you to be a dwarf and have a love interest because you can be a heterosexual or homosexual relationship with the Iron Bull. Voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. By the way, the Iron Bull.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
Freddie Prinze Jr. Does not sound nearly as intimidating as he looks.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's
Intentional?
I don't know if that's like intentional or like I heard Freddie Prinze Jr. I was like, okay, well maybe he's actually like a great voice actor.
Like, yeah, dude does a bunch
You
of
know, it
voices.
just does crazy voices. But then I heard him and he's like, I am the Iron Bull. And I was like, man, I really hope they're gonna like modulate it or something. Cause
Layer it maybe.
yeah, I don't know. Cause he did not sound like an 8 foot tall Canary beast. He sounded just like, I don't know. Sounded like Parks over here.
What?
I'm the Iron Bull.
I'm the Iron Bull.
I'm the Iron Bull.
I thought you were about to sing like I'm the Iron Bull.
What about you, Scott?
Civ Beyond Earth, probably. Civilization Beyond Earth.
Civ 5.
Uh,
6.
Civ 6.
Yeah.
Civ 5's out.
That's right.
Yeah, it's coming out in October.
You can tell how much I know about the Civ series.
It's
So
coming out
much.
in October.
Avid fan.
Super excited. It's coming out in October. And one of the probably the biggest reason I'm excited for it is you can like develop your own civilization the way you want. Like before, you choose like a leader, and it was like based on like a historical civilization. So it had its own like perks. Like if you chose like the
Egypt,
the Egyptians, like it was like agriculture like boost or whatever, or like trading boost. And like if you chose the Spartans, it would be like war boost or whatever, in this one, your decisions that you make in the game, like warp your civilization into who you want them to be, and a little bit more decision based, make you actually feel like you're leading a civilization, and I like that a lot, and it just seems really neat.
This is because you want to be God. That's all there is to it.
Okay,
Just
that's a bit extreme. I would say God, but
So in Civ,
Demigod.
maybe that.
in Civilization Beyond Earth, is it like you're on different planets? Or is
Okay,
it like
here's-
you're in a space station?
Oh, you're on. Okay, what I don't know is I don't know if like all of humanity went to one planet,
Or you can choose a planet?
or well, you can choose a planet. But I don't know if you like. I know you're for sure like have planet maps, but I don't know if the whole game is based on your one planet, and then maybe like expansions. will
All we
bring out-
really know is that it's beyond Earth.
Exactly. But then maybe expansions will add like more space exploration or whatever. I'm kind of hoping, but this would make the game crazy big. But if I could have my way, I would hope like you were on a planet, you conquer that planet, and you could spread out to other planets, and you have to
okay.
conquer a planet, which would make games crazy long,
Yeah,
but crazy awesome.
yeah.
Civ 5 is already
Especially
crazy
if like,
long.
I would-
especially if you like invade a planet that was already completely taken over, you'd have to like invade in one tile and then fight your way. Oh, it'd be so awesome!
What if it's just a mod of Civ 5 and it's just an alternate dimension Earth called Beyond Earth? but it's
would be very
exactly like it's
disappointing.
exactly like Civ 5.
I'm
but
not
they're
gonna
like,
lie.
"Oh, this is Beyond Earth."
I'm not gonna lie, I'd break my computer.
Just give it to
I
me.
just like
I'm gonna make
throw
that
it
up.
out the window.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
man.
I'm gonna make that. But I'm literally gonna call it Civ 5 so they can't sue me. Not Civilization 5. Civ 5
SIV.
Beyond Earth in quotes.
Sue. That's funny.
I think my second game I'm really looking forward to is Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U.
Who isn't excited
Who
about that
isn't?
game?
That will sell
Thank you.
as many Wii U's, if not more, than Mario Kart 8.
Oh
did.
yeah.
I bought the Wii U for Mario Kart 8, and it is more than paid for itself
There-
after hours and hours
Yeah.
of anger-fueled fun.
There are a few games that will sell Wii units, at least temporarily. And that was Mario Kart. Smash Brothers is probably the number one. The new Zelda will sell
Oh,
units.
yeah. And Mario Party probably will sell a few as well.
Yeah, I'll sell some. Not nearly as much.
No.
Honestly, I think though the DS release of Super Smash Brothers will hinder how many units it sells for the Wii U and how many. Wii
Well, they're
U
still
units it sells.
separate. Like there's
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
they're separate
separate.
games.
they're separate
They're
games. It's not like
separate.
you're like on the DS playing someone on the Wii U or anything.
Right, I know, I get that they're separate, but I'm just talking about.
No,
like,
it will split some of the
It-
franchise. But I
but
think
like the little kids that have the 3DS already,
Sure,
they're
but
gonna
like
get the 3DS.
the core fan base of Super Smash Bros. Are the people that grew up on the 64 playing with their buddies in their room Sunday after church or whatever.
it's still gonna sell Wii U units.
Yeah.
And
And lots of nunchucks.
yeah, well, and the negate of people just buying the DS, they're gonna make back by people double dipping in
Yeah.
both versions.
That's true.
Because the hardcore people are gonna get both.
I think the coolest thing. Well, I don't know if it's the coolest thing.
Are you gonna play with the GameCube controller?
You can't
Are-
play with the GameCube. You get the Pro controller. You can't plug a GameCube controller.
Yes, you can.
into the Wii
They're
U.
gonna make an adapter for
They're
it.
making an adapter.
They're making an adapter
if
for
I
a
can see
GameCube.
stick smash all day long.
They are. They're gonna make a GameCube
Okay.
adapter. They're actually selling it with a GameCube adapter. $99. You get the Wii U GameCube adapter and a GameCube controller that has like a little Smash symbol on it. Or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
and the game, $99. You can get
That's
it right now.
I
Pre-order it.
I'm not gonna lie. I never adapted well to the GameCube controller with Smash.
It's a love-hate.
Yeah, so like I've
Oh, I
always,
adapted
I've,
so well.
yeah, like all the friends I play with, especially the ones that are really good at Smash, are like GameCube controls all day, got it for days, and I'm like, I really prefer every other one. Like,
All this
Are
have to
you
see.
a Wii nunchuck? Like what?
I actually got pretty good at it because like the people I played with, like on my floor at college, they would all get the controllers, and then I'm like nunchuck guy.
That's probably.
Like that's what I got because I was like the casual. They're like, take this, you filthy casual, and I like the casual of Smash Bros. So I'd be like, okay, and so I actually got okay at that.
I actually feel like the worst way to play would be on the gamepad.
I'm interested to see how it works. Like
Yeah.
if it's good or not, because
It's so spread out.
yeah, it'll just depend how they do it. But like if your second analog stick is kind of like your C stick or whatever, you got the Smash from there.
Yeah.
I mean, because you don't need a ton of controls really for Smash.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to do lots of smashing.
Mm.
I think the cool thing too is how, depending on your own Mii's weight and size, there's like 3 different movesets for like playing as.
Oh,
so
Are you serious? I did
there's
not know
3
that.
different character movesets for your Mii, so you can play as your Mii. So you're running around, and me and my buddies just make so many stupid.
Man,
looking
my Mii is
Miis.
gonna be slow as balls.
My
But you'll probably be like, what's his name? Crap, I lost it.
Donkey Kong.
like
Yeah.
like a Donkey Kong.
I plays. That's my character.
So you'll probably be.
Which
like
I'm
it,
probably like the only one that's like Donkey Kong go to.
I'll just have to make my guy really short
Everyone
and
else-
fat so he can be the Kirby.
Everyone
meme.
else is like,
it's breathing in.
Yeah.
Like people.
everyone's like Kirby. Well, everyone's really like Star Fox, Falco,
Oh my gosh.
Kirby, Jigglypuff,
Child Link, Toon Link.
Child Link, Toon Link, some Marth, Ike.
I'm
Basically every character.
Yeah.
Everyone's like every character.
No, but I mean,
like, I was
I
gonna
know-
stop you.
I know
was
that's
like,
a lot.
When are they stopping?
I know that's a lot, but have you ever seen like
Meta Knight.
a professional? Oh, that one. Well, that one's banned in most.
Yeah,
well,
there were,
it's
two-
banned in pro tournaments.
Which is hilarious because I was never good with Meta Knight, so I was like, Meta Knight's like the worst character in the world, and then they're like banned from tournaments. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, he's like the
I
only one
just
that's
suck.
banned. But
Did
no,
you guys-
Him and Star Fox is banned from some.
I really want to see the guy that wins tournaments like with King Dedede or whatever.
DGD, yeah.
Dedede.
Yeah. Did you guys ever hear about Project M? It was you could
yeah.
you downloaded like a program onto your Wii and it modded it to make it more balanced, like other fighting games like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or things like that to try to make it more balanced. Pretty fun.
Pretty sure Koei has like the modded like PC version of Project M.
Yeah, it's a blasty blast. It'll be cool just to have it because I mean that is such a great like couch friend game.
That's the
This
best.
is the first
I mean,
one.
if you want to like lose friendships, that's the way to go. That
You losing
Mario
friendships
Kart,
in Mario Party.
I don't know.
Mario Party, you lose more friendships than Smash, I think.
Monopoly is all.
Monopoly.
I'm pumped about.
I don't care what version you're playing. Monopoly is the ultimate friendship ender.
The new Mario Party is sweet. Getting to like, I always own the gamepad in my house because it's my Wii U.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you know, and like
So
the
you're
guy
gonna
with the
be Bowser?
gamepad gets to be Bowser. I'm so pumped. I'm gonna eat all them.
Dude, I'll
for
come over and play
breakfast.
that with you.
Come,
Bowser, man.
but
Ballin'.
yeah, that'll be cool to see.
I just hope they speed it
all
up
stuff.
just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot faster. It has to be a little bit faster.
This
Yeah.
is the first
See.
one that I'm excited for the Fire Emblem characters because I've never played Fire Emblem games until Awakening, and I absolutely love Awakening. And now all the Fire Emblem characters are like, oh, these are all the Awakening characters. I'm like, yeah! Like I was like, yeah! Like you can even be like the character that's like your custom character.
Captain Falcon's back.
That's pretty exciting. He's always there. Like, when was that a question? Anyone was like, please keep Captain Falcon in there. Was like, of course you're
Metal
gonna
Gear's
do
not in this one, is it?
No, I don't think
I really
so.
hope not because my roommate is a freaking troll with him. All he does is sit on the other side of the map, shoot homing rockets the whole time.
Man, that was so out of the blue. Just it never felt right to me. That
Like,
he
what
was
is
in
Solid
Smash.
Snake doing in here?
Yeah,
And he's like, I'm not from Nintendo, but you guys.
Well, it's because that was for a long time and still kind of is like a Metal Gear like connected with Sony, and then
Yeah.
late 2 gens ago they were like, sure, we'll come out for the GameCube and the Xbox,
Yeah.
and then Nintendo was like, you want to be in a Super Smash? And they're like, okay.
Getting in Super Smash is like a
It's
video
just
game
weird.
character's PR stunt. You know, it's like they either marry Paris
It's like
Hilton
the,
or
it's
they
like
get in
the
Super Smash.
shaving of the head.
Yeah, it's like Dancing with the Stars for video game characters.
I
Really
want
is
to
what
play
it
as
is.
Pac-Man. Pac-Man looks cool.
No, I'm excited for Pac-Man. Yeah, I'm really excited
Little
for
Mac?
Mega Man.
Wait, new Mega Man?
Mega Man, yeah.
Yeah, he's in it.
Is it like I haven't seen that yet? Oh, in it, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
Toad's
Mega
gonna.
Man. No, not the new Mega Man.
I was like, what are you talking about?
No.
I
that-
wish
that-
that they had,
that
even
won't
if he had
happen
the
for a while.
same
I know.
moveset, I wish they had like an alternate skin for him that is like Mega Man X.
That would be a dream.
They're making a Zero Suit Samus that's basically like a bikini.
Oh, what
It's
Perfect.
like yeah. It's like a, yeah. It's
That's like making a new Metroid and she's in a bikini.
There's like
It's
there's
what-
like a skin fur that's basically like a bikini.
Now all they need is a beach level.
Yeah, beach
Oh
level.
my gosh.
You play
I'm-
volleyball.
I'm sure there'll be something
We
similar
play
to
our
that.
fights in slow motion.
Dead or alive.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
Dead or alive, Samus. What's your second game?
Second game, Evolve.
Evolve looks pretty sweet.
Evolve. I'm such a huge original Left 4 Dead fan. I'm not a big fan of Left 4 Dead 2, but these are the guys that made the original Left 4 Dead, Turtle Rock Studios. The only concern I have about it is, I hope there's more than like 3 monsters, because right now there's confirmed 3 monsters, and if it's only multiplayer, and there's only 3 monsters, and there's only 8 or so regular characters you can be. that's going to get old really fast. So I don't know if they're like, there's actually going to be 10. We're going to save it all or whatever, until closer to the release date. But everything I've seen from it, it just looks so much fun to play. And I'm just a huge Monster fan in general. Like,
I love those energy drinks.
man, yeah. I'm actually drinking one of those right now. Or I was until I finished it.
Product placement.
So
What about
this
your second
episode
game?
brought to you by Monster Energy. Not really, I wish.
What about
If
you,
you're
Scott?
listening, sponsor us. But anyways, probably. I mean, obviously Destiny, but everyone's excited for that. I would have to
You'd
say.
be surprised. There's some people who are just like, no thanks. I don't want to play Call of Duty. I'm like, it's not Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's in space.
Well,
I don't want to play Halo. I'm like, it's not
That's what I
Halo.
was about to say. It's as much.
It's Destiny.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is
It's a
different.
perfect game
way
for
different.
Calvinists,
Religious joke.
It's a really cool blend of
I would have to
MMO
say
and shooter.
though, Tom Clancy, The Division.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, MMO third-person shooter. I enjoy third-person shooters, and I'm excited that they're kind of coming back.
It looks really, really cool. Just that way everything
is.
kind of seamlessly comes together, like when
Exactly.
you're running around. It'll be interesting to see how that works.
Also, lots of the customization, like with your layout, and like you can like basically craft new weapons.
Oh, that's cool.
Which what I'm hoping is no game has given me this. I want it like I can add a bayonet to like any weapon. I don't care what it is, like even if it's just like
Big Bayonet fan. I didn't know
Well,
that.
what
about
about-
you.
I am. I'm a huge and like even if it's like duct tape, like a shank to
Yeah.
the end of like a rifle, like that like is so like brutal to me. I'm like yeah.
See,
I was hoping that from The Last of Us.
What about like
where-
the Dead Rising games where you could like put a freaking like stuffed bear on the end of a broom handle and make that your weapon?
I mean, that's
I mean,
cool,
that's not
but
that- it's not like Bayonetta
It's like
or anything.
ridiculous though.
Right.
Like I'm looking for more like brutality.
Oh, okay.
Like put
See,
a chainsaw at the end of the broom.
I
handle.
love-
And I'm
You
like,
could do that too.
Yeah.
I love flails, like chain flails. And Diablo is one of the only games that you can actually play a character with like a chain flail, not like a mace.
Yeah.
Every
chainsaw.
game has a mace. It has like a legitimate flail, and I think it looks brutal. And my character has one, and you get it like right away as a crusader.
If you get big one, like with a like big chain flails, I think
Yeah.
they look brutal. Don't get me wrong. But even as a kid, I've always looked at that weapon and been like, that seems impractical.
Yeah. Oh no, it's wildly impractical. It's wildly impractical, but man, it's so cool.
Like I just want to see like someone that's like good at a chain flail. Obviously, it would be hard to find these days.
Yeah.
But like, and see like a fight
There's
just to
people
see
out
how
there.
it happens. Like, is it like I'm like how do you fight with the chain flail? Like, is it like mainly shield and defense and dodging, and then you attack at the right moment, or like
No,
It's good for crowd situations.
yeah,
that's true.
I think
that's why it's sweet.
it's literally meant to. There's a guy that has like a sword and a shield. You just smash that shield like in one hit. Like you go overhand and like smash his shield. Like, that's what it's meant to be.
Just like the best defense is a good offense weapon.
Basically, yeah. I mean, there's no defensive. You can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like if you held the other end of the chain, like you could. But if someone's coming down with a sword, it's probably going to break through that anyway. So yeah, it's like a shield smasher type thing.
That's interesting.
But then it has no. There's really no upside to a chain mace over like a flail, or not a flail, a mace in general. There's no. I said that wrong. There's no advantage of a flail over a chain or a mace. Ah, can't even talk today.
Yeah.
Getting so passionate about this.
I think my third game that I'm pretty excited about. I was gonna say another one, but I'll save that for another time. Save it for later. But No Man's Sky.
Oh, I'm excited about it too. I almost put it on my list.
That looks so good.
What do you
only
do in that
interesting explore.
It's- yeah.
That's the interesting thing. No,
It's like a sandbox outer space
I read
galactical
something
exploration.
yesterday. To visit every planet for 1 second in that game would take you like 5 billion years.
Yeah.
Like, real life years. So it's impossible to see the whole game.
Oh my god.
It's crazy, and the transition is like seamless from like.
So that does nothing for me.
Planet-
no, that's
So
so
I'm
good.
just like that sounds. This
Planet
sounds
to
like
space.
Proteus 2 to me.
No.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh yeah. I my thing about it is from what I know, there's no story.
Yeah, that's my
it's
thing.
all
Like,
exploration.
It's from what I understand, it's a sandbox game. I need to do more research on it. The last thing I saw was like a month or two ago, like reading the article after E3, just about how like they set the scene. We're on this planet with all these animals and less
Yeah.
vegetation, and it's like very like prehistoric Earth kind of thing. But then that's like literally 1%, if that, of the planets. Like most of the planets you'll find are just like ice balls or rocks, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Just all the stuff you do, and like you start off and you have to like build up, and you have to get good enough to explore your solar system, and like,
Yeah.
or just to get to your moon, and then your solar system, and then you get out, and it's just like, I don't know. That's what I love about the Mass Effect games. Is for the first time I'm going around the galaxy, interacting with other species, doing all this stuff, and I just love the whole idea of space exploration.
No, I do too, and like something I was sad about in the first Mass Effect and later the other ones, but that there was no like, because some of the side quests in Mass Effect or like BioWare games in general are very in depth and like almost like a story onto their own. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I was really hoping that there was a space exploration side story, like you found a planet, and then maybe there was like a new species or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
That like really took you off on a side story, and there was never that. So I like the idea of No Man's Sky. I don't know how much I'm gonna love the game, and I'm gonna support the game because I basically my dream for like a game like that is a mix of like similar to like a Mass Effect and a No Man's Sky, like if there was just like some story in
Like
there.
basically like an Elder Scrolls-esque space exploration title.
Exactly, and I want that. And the more like support like space exploration games would get.
Well, you have stuff
The-
like Star Citizen coming out. Like this has become like Eve, like really pushed that forward, and then you have this new, like Star Citizen, and that's becoming a bigger thing, just more and more and more and more.
Exactly.
And
So
more.
I'm hoping eventually I'll get my niche game
See,
if I support these games.
I see that and I'm like, man, that looks like a really awesome screensaver. That I don't know.
I'm more excited about the potential because I just don't know what to expect.
Exactly.
If-
I'm excited about the potential and what if it's successful, what it can lead for other games.
even if there's like really tiny things like there's really cool little things that you have to discover how to interact with the world you're in, then I can understand it. But if it's literally like you're just viewing and observing new worlds,
No, that's not it. There's
you
tons
can
of
attack,
interaction.
you
There's
can fight.
building, crafting, changing.
And
Then-
from what I know, you can fight like ships.
Yeah, like
No, I know
it's-
you can fly
It's like a
ships.
legitimate. It's like
oh,
a world.
fight ships. Okay, well then,
Yeah,
that's
it's not
better
just
than I
like
thought.
let's go look at pretty planets. Like,
Yeah,
that
no,
would
it's not like
be a screensaver.
Proteus.
Yeah, okay. See, that's all that I've seen so far as far
Yeah,
as
it's not
gameplay.
like, no, it's not like Flower or Proteus where you just
Now
Yeah, you
is that a first party game or is that going to be?
No, that's third party.
third party.
So it's PC and all the consoles, or PC.
Well,
and
I think it's PS4 first. It's like a timed exclusive for PS4,
Oh, okay.
and then later coming to PC. I don't think we know anything about an
Xbox.
Xbox version.
Okay. As long as it comes to PC,
I'm pretty
down.
sure it'll be on PC.
Yeah.
That I think is already confirmed.
I can handle that. I did it with Dark Souls 2. I can do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your third game? Okay.
Third game, Freedom Wars is big on there for me because I'm dying to play just a really awesome action RPG in the vein of Soul Calibur, or not Soul Calibur, Soul Sacrifice.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of you guys have played Soul Sacrifice.
I haven't
I
played
have
it.
not.
I know what you're talking about.
Freaking awesome, and that looks very similar. And plus, I just love supporting my Vita. It's like I don't want you to die. Like I want you to go.
Well, the Vita has crazy potential.
Yeah, I mean it's dead now. Not dead. It's
Well,
it's in the back. It's gonna be supported. There's gonna be new games out for it.
but it's not.
no,
They're
yeah.
not pushing it.
It's never gonna be at Gamescom and at E3. Everyone's like, "Where was the Vita? Why aren't you announce?" They're never gonna do it. You got to get over it. They're on PS4 now. They're not even on PS3 anymore. It's all PS4, all day, every day, until there's a new portable. If they even make a new portable.
Yeah. For me, my number 3 is Blood Bowl 2. I don't know if you guys know Blood Bowl. Okay, here's the deal.
Sure.
Is that like football fight game?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's like.
Yeah, I think that's on everyone's
It's
list.
a pseudo.
Totally, dude.
Yeah,
Okay,
everyone's
you can
looking
shut
out
your
for
dirty
blood.
mouth. You can shut your dirty mouth.
Ever since the
No.
XFL, I've been looking for
Yeah.
No. Okay, you're thinking differently than I think. It's like a football game set in the Warhammer universe, like Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh,
So it's like super
teams
brutal
of,
sports.
Yeah, it's like teams of orcs and dwarves playing against each other.
Mm.
Okay, and I played the first Blood Bowl and I really enjoyed it. And it's a tabletop game in real life, and so it's based off of that and like similar mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I played the first one, and the first one was good, but the first one was literally just playing games. Like it was like only an exhibition mode basically, or like there was like a tournament mode, but it was basically a combination of a bunch of
How's this one different?
It's everything I wanted the first one to be, and I was really afraid the first one wouldn't take off. And like I played it and I loved it, but I was like, this is very niche.
Yeah.
But everyone in that niche apparently bought it because this one has like a crazy big budget now, especially in comparison. So now it has almost like a career mode, except you're more like the team's coach, and you're taking your team to the top. And then it has like a dynasty mode. And
This sounds like a Kickstarter thing. Is this Kickstarted?
no, it's like backed.
Who's
Because they
making it?
already had the first game and it just did well, and so they
Yeah,
backed
so
it.
now they're really backing it.
Who's
I can't
publishing
rem-
it?
I can't remember. And so now they have a dynasty mode. It's basically everything I wanted in the first game, so I'm pretty excited about it.
That's sweet. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
This is not in my top 5, but I just have to mention it because it needs to be mentioned. Hyrule Warriors.
No, I almost put that.
Except
in
for
my
the fact that like the majority of the playable characters are women that I don't know. Because like because of the past few years just with life and stuff, my experience with the last couple of Zelda games has been spotty at best.
Right.
Which is frustrating. Like the great thing is since I have a Wii U, I can go back and play Skyward Sword and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, it's like I'm looking at all these people and I'm like, I'm just gonna play Link. That's all.
I just completely.
And Sheik. That's it. All
That's
day.
funny.
I mean, have you played any of the Dynasty
Yes,
Warriors?
I love. That's why I'm excited
so that
because I
makes
love
sense.
Dynasty
I
Warriors.
enjoyed Dynasty Warriors.
No,
I'm very
It's
excited.
okay.
I played 4 until my brain fell out. I just found it last week, and now I'm back thinking again. I love 4.
It's
I played 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I played 7. I can't remember if I played 7 or not.
For me, I don't know why. It's the only game that I can get away with basically being. This is pretty much the exact same game. Oh, I still love it.
No,
I
it's
still love it.
seriously. We just added
Yeah,
14 new characters.
it's jumping and just smack
I mean,
things.
it's like a third-person hack and slash. It's great.
No,
Yeah.
it's great.
If they just need to add more loot, which I
Man,
think they're
if
doing.
you
with
love
this one.
third-person hack and slash, you should play Diablo 3. I tell you what.
And that's isometric. That's not third person.
That's true.
Let's get our terms right.
General third-person.
Yeah. My fourth. Oh shoot. My fourth game is Shadow of Mordor. That game looks sweet. I'm really like they've been talking about that Nemesis system. It looks like it's going to work really well. The game it reminds me of is Mercenaries and Mercenaries 2 for the PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah.
Remember those games? Because you kind of have to go up the ranks
Yeah.
to like get each of the heart of card things, or
Yeah,
like the
the
ace
king,
of spades
yeah.
and all that stuff in Mercenaries. And this is kind of like that kind of system. And the way they talk about it, like it really seems like a very dynamic world. Like they're talking big. And I'm really hoping they deliver through with that whole thing of creating enemies and creating allies. And I love Middle Earth lore. I think like the Silmarillion
Oh, it's great.
is just like my buffet of deliciousness. And just reading all this stuff, seeing all these different things they're doing, and it's in such a good like area. You're not a character that you don't seem like a character that because like War of the North, okay, who these characters are like copies of, what I
Right.
mean? Like here's your Aragorn, your Legolas, and your Gimli, basically.
Yeah.
And this, you could say, oh, he's kind of Aragorn-y, he's kind of like Boromir-y, whatever. But that whole thing with the Wraith spirit or whatever it is,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a new thing.
yeah, he's a new thing, and it's so cool. And you're assaulting freaking Mordor. That's so dope.
I'll tell you what I thought about Shadow of Mordor when I first saw the gameplay. I was like, man, this looks really awesome. I cannot wait to get the Game of the Year edition of this game. It's exactly like Watch Dogs. Because I saw him, I was like, man, that looks super fun. I'm totally going to play that one of these days. Not when it comes out.
Oh well, I'm curious if they're gonna do huge expansions.
They
Or
got
if
a
they're just
season
gonna be-
pass.
Oh boy, I wonder what that is gonna include though. Is that just gonna be like other areas of Middle Earth you go do biz in, or is that gonna be like we added a bunch of enemies and some new items?
That's why I always wait for those types of games.
right. So
'cause
many games release a season pass, but you're like,
That's why I'm like,
Now you got the best sword ever.
yeah,
It's like,
I'm like, no thanks. I'll wait to the game of the year with all the included DLC. That's just what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And that's when I'll play Watch Dogs.
What's your fourth game, Kay?
Fourth game, might be my most anticipated game behind Dragon Age, is Bloodborne.
oh,
Bloodborne looks crazy, and it's basically everything I wanted in Dark Souls.
Wait, which one is Bloodborne? I'm getting-
Bloodborne is it's not part of the Souls series per se. It's like a spiritual successor, but it's basically
Oh,
Souls.
so it's like a Dark Souls-esque
It's
game.
basically Dark Souls, except that instead of a fantasy setting, it's set in Victorian England.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and all instead of like it's
I don't think I've seen anything.
it's almost the exact same. You gotta check out the gameplay footage. It looks crazy.
Because there's that other game. It's not Fall of the Ancients. It's like that other game that looks kind of like Dark Souls and Zelda, and it's dark. And
Lords of the Fallen.
That's it. Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, no, that's just a total Dark Souls clone. But
Yeah.
this one,
It reminds me of Darksiders.
this one was made by the guy who made Demon Souls and the original Dark Souls.
Right.
He didn't go to Dark Souls 2. He had a separate team work on that, and then he went to go and work on Bloodborne.
Do you know when the release date for that is?
We don't know. We don't have a set release date, but at Gamescom, they said all the games that they showed, unless otherwise stated, were coming out in the next 6 months.
Oh wow.
So you would think early, February 2015,
Okay,
January.
that's great. I didn't know about that. I'll have to look into that.
It's really awesome. You have like a blunderbuss, and you have this really sick scythe thing that like folds, so it looks like a little square, and then you take it out, and it's almost like a giant a razor, like barber razor.
Yeah.
It looks insane.
What
and
about you,
just
Scott? What's your
super
fourth?
creepy, gothy.
my fourth is called Fantasy Life. It's good. I think it's DS exclusive.
Oh, okay.
And basically, you choose between 12 lives or jobs, and each one, and you can switch whenever, kind of. And it basically looks like a fantasy Harvest Moon. Pretty excited about that. I love the
That's
Harvest
probably
Moon
number
games.
5 is Harvest Moon, right?
Maybe. And
That's number 5.
no,
Number
and
5 is Harvest
basically,
Moon.
like, you can be like a paladin and you go fight things and blah, 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 and then you're like, man, I want some better armor. So you go and change your life to miner, get ore, then change to blacksmith, build it, and then, like, live your life. And you can, like, own a house in each town and stuff. And it looks interesting.
That was cool.
Yeah, I'm more interested in the concept than...
Kind of like No Man's Sky.
Yeah, and
Just to
than
see what
anything.
it does
yeah.
and how it works.
And if they pull it off well, it could be, like, one of my favorite
Is
games
it
of all
multiplayer
time.
or single player?
It looks like it's multiplayer. Like, it can be. It's...
Gotcha.
Either.
Okay.
Yeah, either or. I'm hoping it's drop in, drop out multiplayer, but we'll see. What about your 5?
I was going to talk about Fallout 4 and how we know nothing about it, but we know it's coming. But I think if we're talking like really quick upcoming, the Borderlands pre-sequel, I'm very excited about.
I'm interested in. I don't know if I'm excited.
I played both of those games. Like, I played Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 together probably around 500, 600 hours. Like,
Oh gosh.
I just played last Christmas I got back into Borderlands 2 and played like 200 hours in a month. Like, I love the humor, I love the guns, I love the stuff. The only thing I'm kind of like hesitant about is that since I played so much Borderlands 2 and you get to the point where you kind of know what to expect with weapons and stuff, it wasn't until the Tiny Tina DLC that I was like, I can shoot exploding swords out of my shotgun, that I was like a new kind of weapon and excited.
Yeah.
And so I feel like because it's the same like engine and the same look and everything, that it's gonna feel just like a massive expansion to 2. But the great thing is you have 4 new classes, all this
You
stuff.
play as Claptrap.
Yeah, no, that Claptrap. I don't even care if he's as hard to play as Krieg the Psycho. I will play Claptrap first and max him out because there are people that hate Claptrap, and there are people that love Claptrap.
Claptrap,
I am the
Claptrap.
latter. I want to be Claptrap's love child. I don't even care. He is my favorite, one of my favorite characters of all time.
That's funny.
If Navi had been Claptrap, I would have been much better with the "Hey, listen" all the time, because it would have been followed by some sassy remark.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It would have been like, stupid. Look at me.
Fifth, you can kind of take your pick, but technically, the last episode of Walking Dead season 2 for Telltale.
That's interesting.
I'm looking really forward to. Interesting. It's awesome.
I mean, it's awesome. It's just interesting that that's it.
But there are two upcoming Telltale projects I'm interested about. Well, not so much Borderlands. I'm not a big Borderlands fan. So and plus, there's no real lore. It just seems like that story is going to be completely
No
their
lore
own
for what?
thing. Borderlands.
Oh, the new Borderlands?
The Telltale is making like a story adventure game, like The
Borderlands.
Walking Dead, but for Borderlands.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
not know about that? Yeah.
No, I did
Yeah.
not know about that.
They're
Yeah.
doing that and
Game of Thrones. I'm
Well,
more interested in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. Well, Game of Thrones.
They
right.
really
That'd be awesome.
Borderlands 2, and with this new one, they've tried to develop more story. Because the first game, it's like
No one cares.
The
about
first
story.
game, it
there was
like,
no real
"Your
story,
treasure!"
and that's what they really tried to focus on with like the Handsome Jack character and all that stuff. And it's still like
Well,
this
the
is
It's a
problem
hokey
this is
story. at
Diablo
best.
first-person shooter.
Yeah, well, what the problem is with it is, like, it's so not story
That's so-
focused,
yeah.
even in interactions,
I
that,
don't
like, it's hard to
get that at
develop a
all.
story.
That to me just seems like a blatant like.
I mean, if I can
Well,
be
we
Claptrap,
do
okay.
licensed games. Like
Yeah.
the Game of Thrones sounds really interesting because
But they've already done a Game of Thrones game that's kind of the story. It's
No,
on
but,
Steam.
Yeah, but not a good
there's
one.
so
Well, I know,
much
but-
lore to Game of Thrones. Like,
Yeah.
like
Duh.
you don't know.
and they could make their own character within the
you can even be a famous
universe.
historical one. Like, there's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
history
there's so
behind
many
it.
things.
I'm
so-
sure it'll be great. It's
Yeah.
just, it's interesting how they do that.
But I'm always interested for all the Telltale projects. I mean, I think they confirmed that there's going to be season 3 of Walking Dead. So I want to see how season 2 ends up, and I'm really, really hoping there's a Wolf Among Us season 2 because it left you on such a cliffhanger. You have no idea what's happening. So take your pick, Telltale projects.
And you, Scott, last excited game of your life.
Of my whole life.
Harvest Moon.
It is Harvest Moon.
Yeah, I knew it.
Harvest Moon. I think it's the Lost Valley.
I really prefer Fame and Sun. Those are my games.
Ha 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 ha. No, Harvest Moon. Yeah, the Lost Valley. Super excited. I just love the Harvest Moon series. And
go.
so that's pretty much it.
That's
Slash
it.
they're entering.
Plus the new Animal
This is
Crossing
one of the-
and plus
Okay,
the
Animal
new-
Crossing's fun. Not the most
plus
anticipated.
the Farming Simulator 2015.
No,
plus
no, the
Goat Simulator, but come in. Let's
no. Okay,
you know, that
but
game's
anyways,
great.
Harvest Moon. I'm really excited because it's the first time they're adding like a crazy new.
I'd play that
Uh,
with you if there's co-op.
Thank you. But if there's like that they're
Probably make fun of it
introducing
the
like
whole
a
time.
crazy new feature, like in like the past like 10 years, like there've always been like small features, like now you can like have cows and like you know what I mean, or
You just
something
want
like
them to
that.
add a
That's not a-
Coliseum.
It's not even really a feature.
No, like
That's
they're
just,
just adding.
adding.
Yeah, no, they're adding small things, but now it's like a crazy new feature. You can now like basically terraform or like manipulate the land, like similar to like a Minecraft.
Okay.
So like basically you can like now what I thought of is like you can build multi-level like gardens and stuff or like fields and different things like that, and it's the first time you can do that, so I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that game.
A lot of games coming out.
A lot
yeah,
of
it
games.
is. What's
Never
your
stops.
What's your most anticipated game? Tell us in the comments below. I'm Scott.
I'm Kay.
I'm Andrew.
We'll see you next time. Make sure that you share this, tell your friends,
And like and subscribe.
and share this, because tell your friends.
Yeah. Sharing is caring.
And
Okay?
caring is